Welcome to Toastmasters Bay to Bay, where we share stories from San Francisco to Silicon Valley to the Monterey Bay. At Toastmasters, we practice public speaking in a safe and supportive space. I'm Sarah Tang. I'll be your host today. We'll be hearing from 2 speakers and 2 evaluators, as well as hearing a special on Women Lead Toastmasters Club. Our first speaker is Venkat Ramesh. Venkat is an engineer at Meta, and he's excited recently to return to his Articulators Toastmasters Club. Let's welcome Venkat Ramesh, the chosen one. The chosen one, Venkat Ramesh.
Toastmasters and friends. It was the winter of 1999 and a grave injustice had just been meted out to me. The results of my school's annual speech contest had been announced, and I was usually the undisputed champion of these events. But this time, I'd come second. But the worst part is, my nemesis Vijay had come first. How could this happen to me? I was so devastated that my parents had to take me to meet Vinayak Guruji, the mystic who can look into the past and reveal your future. Obviously, my teenage predicament was so important, right up there with poverty, hunger, and disease, that it demanded divine answers. Guruji, how can I be the second at anything? Am I not the chosen one? Beta, son, what's your name? Oh, the name's Raghavan, Venkat Raghavan. Friends call me Venki. Raghavan, Raghu, Ram. These are all names of Lord Ram of Ramayana. I see that not only were you born under the birth star of Lord Ram, Punarvasu, but your soul has travelled alongside the various namesakes of Lord Ram across centuries. Centuries? You mean like rebirth and stuff? 100 years ago, that namesake was Srinivasa Ramanujan, the great mathematician. I'm very good at math. I beat Vijay in math. Totally makes sense. 500 years ago, that namesake was Raghu, the philosopher who founded Indian school of logic, Nyaya. Raghu who? Raghunatha was the Aristotle of the East. He laid down the rules of debate and grammar. I'm so good at Toastmasters, this totally makes sense. And thus your soul travels back to the time of the original bearer of the name, Lord Ram himself. I'm the Hindu god Lord Ram. I'm a freaking god. Hear ye mortals, I am thy chosen one. Son. I said your soul travelled with the namesakes of Lord Ram. You were not Lord Ram. You were the squirrel that helped Lord Ram. Squirrel? Yes, you were the squirrel that carried a tiny pebble for Lord Ram when he wanted to build a bridge across the mighty ocean. What? And then you were the servant who carried quills to the philosopher Raghunatha so that he could finish his treatise on logic. This is devastating. And in your previous birth, you were the unassuming friend who carried a book of 5,000 theorems from the library to the 16-year-old Ramanujan. That book kindled his interest in math and made him the great mathematician that he became. Guruji, I came here to ask you if I am the chosen one, and you're telling me that across all my births, all these centuries, I've always been the chosen sidekick, the one who plays second fiddle to some great soul. Was my friend Vijay that great soul? Beta, at the beginning of this, you were a squirrel. So the fact that you're no longer being chased around by dogs, I think that's pretty good progress that your soul has made. And what helped you make this progress? Whenever you were willing to carry weight for others, you were entrusted with more precious things to carry. So beta, in life, if you want to become exclusive, you must learn to become inclusive. If you want others to choose you, you must learn to choose others. Toastmasters and friends, It's been several years since that conversation. I'm not sure how I feel about all that reincarnation stuff now. Although, I am still a little scared of dogs, so it's quite possible that I was a squirrel in some previous birth. But more importantly, Guruji's words had a profound impact on me. Because when I look back, I realize that every time I have chosen humility over arrogance, learning over narcissism, and compassion over competition, that's exactly when I made the most progress in life. So, dear friends, I came to realize that it was not about becoming the chosen one, it was about choosing the one that you become. Toastmaster.
Venkat, what inspired this speech?
This was originally drafted as a tall tales speech for my club, and my club members thought it was too close to reality that it's believable that it could pass off as a regular speech.
I see. Almost. I almost believed it. Tell us, what's a tall tale?
A tall tales is a different speech format where you're given 3 to 5 minutes and you have to make up a highly improbable speech and communicate it using exaggerated puns and expressions.
Awesome. Is this one of your preferred forms of speeches in Toastmasters?
I really love the fact that you can play fast and loose with reality, yes.
Definitely. And are you actually afraid of dogs?
No.
No.
But my daughter thinks that I might have been a squirrel because I eat all the nuts.
Nuts are pretty good. Yeah. What's your favorite nut?
Peanuts, mixed nuts, everything. No.
Nice. I enjoy hazelnuts myself. Maybe I too was a squirrel in a former life. Well, thank you so much, Venkat.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Next, to evaluate Venkat's speech, we'll have Monica Espinosa. Monica is a human factors engineer at Intuitive, and she has been a Toastmaster for 3 years at both Women Lead Toastmasters and Da Vinci Toastmasters. Let's welcome Monica Espinosa.
Thank you, Sarah. Venkat, that was a great speech. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think one of the best things that you did were your gestures. They were grand, they were on point with what you were saying, they made the story even more engaging. It really caught the eye of the audience, and it just made it fun as well. I especially loved some of the gestures from the beginning to the end. So at the beginning when you said that this godlike entity looks into the past and then reveals the future, and you did like this hand gesture. When you were like, am I not the chosen one? I loved all those gestures that really impersonated the type of personality that you had during that event. And also during your conversation with that God, right? I also really loved the message that you had on your overall speech and the story. So you had a strong message, and I especially loved some of the sentences, some of the phrases that you said to summarize it, like, if you learn to become exclusive, you must become inclusive. So you did all those things really well. One thing that I would love to see in the next time you give this speech is just to see a little bit more of that structure. I think most of it was centered around that conversation with the God, and I would love to see more of your learnings from that conversation. So just give that a little bit more content and a little bit more time. But overall, great speech. Thank you for sharing.
Next, we'll hear about a club based in Santa Clara called Women Lead Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Women Lead Toastmasters. My name is Akila, and I'm the president of this club.
LEAD stands for Leadership, Empowerment, Advancement, and Diversity.
Diversity, D for diversity. Our club brings in diversity. We learn from people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different experiences.
If you had asked me where I saw myself years ago, social work probably wouldn't have been the answer. Today, I'm excited to share more with you about the field of social work and my journey to finding my passion and purpose.
I had a huge fear of public speaking, and I still do, but I'm here to grow and challenge myself and be a part of a supportive community.
No other club I've seen that they have so much chuckle, so much laughing, such a good camaraderie.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of fun here. Called up.
Come woo me. Or maybe someone online.
I know, like fashion designers often say they love things, or love this, love that, and also.
Normally I'm in the room, and just tonight I decided to join online because I had limited time. So yeah, this is an amazing fun to be able to do that.
When I joined Toastmasters, my intention was just to go through some exercises, like mental exercises of improving skills, but also the friendships and socialization that happens in this club that makes it very fun, very warm.
One of the main reasons I started chose this club is because of the high energy. Like, I really felt at home when I came here. It was very welcoming and very open and safe. That is what makes this club so unique.
And how it was for women leadership and empowerment, that really excited me.
But part of it is many women are scared to speak up. And that doesn't work in corporate America today.
We do emphasize empowering women specifically, but we are also very inclusive of everyone who wants to join our club, of course. Bay Area has a lot of people who come here, immigrate here. English is not their first language, so
You learn a lot of new ways of saying things. You learn a lot of new, idioms and sayings, and it's kind of like also a lab, right, where you can maybe express your ideas in a certain way and see if it clicks and if people interpret it the way you're intending.
Do come support us if your schedule allows. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Well, hope you can join us there. If you recognized a couple people, that was me and Monica. That Women Lead is our home club, so we hope to see you there. Our second speaker today is Susan Zhang. Susan is a research scientist who works in audio and speech processing, and in her free time she enjoys hiking, fitness classes, and reading. Let's welcome Susan Zhang, The Strength to Walk Away. The Strength to Walk Away, Susan Zhang.
Thank you, Sarah. My fellow Toastmasters, when you think about the most significant people you live and work with, what quality do you think matter the most? What if I told you my answer came from a wolf? Today, I want to tell you the story of one of Yellowstone's most legendary alpha wolf, Wolf 21. There was a time when Yellowstone had no wolf at all. Wolf 21 was the first wolf born in Yellowstone in more than 70 years. By the age of 2.5, Wolf 21 became the alpha male of a troubled pack. This pack was ruled by fear. Conflict was constant. Pups were killed. Trust was broken, and survival was uncertain. Despite his strength and exceptional hunting skills, Wolf 21 couldn't fix this pack alone. Then came a turning point. One spring, 3 litters of pups were born. Wolf 21 was the only adult male. He needed to hunt every single day, not for himself, but for the entire pack. One morning, while he was away hunting, violence erupted again. But this time, the power balance had shifted. The violent female alpha was killed by others, and a new female leader emerged. For the pups who had lost their mother, Wolf 21 did what any strong alpha would do. He brought them the freshest meat he could find. But it wasn't enough. The pups needed their mother's milk to survive. For the first time in his life, Wolf 21 felt so powerless. So he made a choice. He led the new alpha female to lead the pack, while he focused on hunting for them. A month later, park rangers witnessed something extraordinary for an alpha male. Wolf 21 and 2 adult females just made a successful kill, but right after the kill, Wolf 21 walked away. Let the 2 nursing mothers to eat first. An alpha male wolf giving up his share, not from the weakness, but from understanding and sacrifice. Days later, the park rangers counted the pups, and they found every single pup had survived. They couldn't even tell which pups had lost their mother. Through sacrifice, trust, and cooperation, Wolf 21 transformed the pack into one of Yellowstone's largest. Wolf 21 is remembered not for being the strongest fighter, but because he understood something rare in a wolf. Step back, trust others, and make space for the right wolf to step forward, so the whole pack can survive and thrive. In our life, we may not face life or death danger, but we do face conflicts, responsibilities, and moments when strength alone couldn't fix what's broken. In those moments, the question is not whether we are strong enough to take more, but whether we are wise enough to give something up. Sometimes, the most powerful thing a leader can do is to walk away. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Susan. Tell me, was this based on a true story?
Yes. So this story is from a book written by someone who spent more than 15 years in Yellowstone to observe those wolf packs.
And you enjoy hiking. Have you been to Yellowstone many times?
Oh, yes, I did, many times.
And did you see these wolves?
I did see one of the wolves, a baby wolf. Yeah.
Oh, wow. If you see a baby, that probably means the mom is somewhere nearby, right?
Yeah, that's right. That is what I was thinking, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have plans to go hiking again? What's your next big adventure?
Maybe go to Yellowstone again to find out some adult wolves.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Next, to evaluate Susan's speech, we'll hear from Sach Dio. Sach has been in Toastmasters for 8 years, and he's currently serving as District 101's Club Extension Chair. Help me welcome Sach Dio.
Thank you very much. Suzanne, what an emotional speech that was. When I was standing there, and you talked about the story of how exactly those cubs lost their mother, to be honest with you, I found very, very emotional. Specifically, the way you depicted the whole story from the beginning to the end, engaging the audience as you used the different portion of the stage. One thing in particularly I enjoyed when you said leaders have to step back, and you actually used the stage to step back to showcase that. This was kind of pinnacle of your speech, in my opinion. Second thing that I really liked about your speech is your message. There was a clear message there that you were steering towards, a leadership lesson, maybe I should call it. You started off with talking about sacrifices, how exactly different leaders try to do different things when they're encountered with hard situations, and sometimes probably the best thing to do is step back and let others take control. That was a very great message and very inspiring message. Really, really enjoyed that. What can you do better? First thing I think you can do better is probably use a little bit more voice modulation. Try to make it a little bit more dramatic. Maybe try to say something like, you know what, those packs, they lost their mother one day. Try to bring that in. Bring audience into your speech. Ask them questions such as, do you know what exactly leaders do when they are encountered with hard situations? Let them answer and build your speech from there. What is second thing that you can do better to challenge yourself is leave tiny breadcrumbs throughout your speech. Maybe talk about little bit about sacrifice, or use audience like I said to bring that point in. Talk about how exactly leaders step back in different scenarios. Try to introduce the tiny breadcrumbs as you build towards your conclusion. Overall, I really enjoyed your speech. What can you do better is of course try to add more breadcrumbs, and at the same time try to make your voice modulation a little bit more felt and bring in audience into it. What you did better is you had a very engaging and emotional story, which I really enjoyed, of course. And second thing you did better is your stage presence. That was just spot on. It was a pleasure listening to you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sach. As you saw today, we had 2 speakers and 2 evaluators, and Toastmasters gives us the chance to practice taking the stage and giving a speech and receiving feedback. We also get the chance to evaluate each other. Evaluation is really important. I just heard that we evaluate to motivate. We motivate each other to continue speaking and improving ourselves. Toastmasters is also a great way to practice your leadership skills. So here in Toastmasters, we also take on leadership roles in our clubs as presidents, VP of membership, and we can go on to an area level or division level or district level. We have an upcoming district conference in May 16th to 17th, where we learn to be better leaders and we hear from speakers. I'd encourage you all, if you're not already in Toastmasters, check us out. You can go to District 101's website at d101tm.org and find a club near you, or not. We have plenty of clubs that are also online and hybrid, so you actually don't have to be local. And just join us and start practicing and becoming comfortable being on stage, becoming comfortable giving evaluations. And you can give, and these skills will help take you to the next level, not just in Toastmasters, but outside of Toastmasters is where you really see the benefits at your work, at the next interview you have, what have you, even at giving a toast at a wedding or at your a party somewhere. So all these skills just help you bring your presence to the stage and with more confidence. And I would like to ask the audience a joke. What did the sushi say to the bee?
Wasabi.
Wasabi. And I also just heard another joke from Monica. What did the number 0 say to the number 8? Nice belt. That said, we have a lot of fun at Toastmasters, so please come join us. Thank you. Come on up.